Welcome to day 13. I received two unexpected messages on Facebook last week. One was from an old college friend, one was from an old high school friend. And I have not communicated with either one of these friends for many, many years. And they were just simply commenting on these Christmas reflections. So we connected. God didn't have Facebook. So he used what he had to connect with people. He communicated through these messengers we call prophets. And there were many of them. And their goal was to get God's people to remind them of God's love for them, that God wanted a relationship with them. But many people didn't want a relationship with God. Still true today, right? So God had been relentless, sending messengers to reveal himself, his love, his purpose for his people. And finally, he sent his one and only son, Jesus, on Christmas Day. But I'm getting ahead of the story. God sent these messengers regularly, and they often, usually, spoke to the king of the nation because they had a problem. They followed their own gut instead of following God. So God just relentlessly kept trying to speak to them. One of the more prominent messengers was Elijah, who was needed. This prophet was needed. God's reminder was needed just about 150 or so years after Kings David and Solomon. Things had gotten so bad. And so Elijah says to the people in 1 Kings 18:21, "How long will you waver between two opinions?" Literally, he's saying, how long are you going to hobble around on crutches? How long are you going to sit on the fence about who God is? And then he says, if the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal or some other is God, follow him. And that kind of sums up the message of God's messengers, the prophets. Change your thinking, change your belief system, change your behavior, because there is a God. And his name is Jehovah. Follow him. Well, Isaiah was a messenger who understood that God would send a king who would follow Jehovah God completely or fully, or we would say perfectly. He was man's perfect God and God's perfect man. And Isaiah wrote things like this in Isaiah 7:14, the deliverer king will be born of a virgin. We quote that a lot at Christmas time. Isaiah also wrote a message of hope for all people. In chapter 9, verse 6, he said, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. But Isaiah knew one important fact about Christmas you also should know. He wrote that Christmas was for everyone, not just for that tiny little nation of Israel. In Isaiah 49:6, he writes about Jesus. It is too small a thing for you to be my servant to restore the tribes of Jacob and bring back those of Israel I have kept. I will also make you a light for the Gentiles, that my salvation may reach to the ends of the earth. So long before Christmas, long before Jesus came, God's messengers were saying, I love you. I have mercy for you. I have forgiveness for you. I have salvation for you. For who? Well, it's for everyone. And that's why we say, Merry Christmas.